So this is the very first weekly analysis video that I'm going to be posting, and if it goes well or if you guys like it, we'll just continue on with these. So I'm going to run down like pretty much a lot of pairs I've been looking at this week. If you guys have any suggestions on other pairs that I should add, feel free to DM me, but let's just get on with it. UJ. So UJ has been on a downtrend. On the weekly over here, we have reached a level of support. However, I believe we can still break through this level of support and head over to the 101 area. So on a daily, I have my I pretty much have all these marked up before I started recording the video. So I'm seeing so price pretty much pushed up. I'm seeing a bounce off of this trend line once again. However, this trend line is broken since it's a pretty steep trend line. I could see price rejecting off this area. So pretty much continuing the downtrend. This is a trend continuation trade. So something like that. So we are pushing up once more. So either a push into this zone or this next zone at the 108 area. So that is UJ. Pretty much a short on UJ. So let's a short over here. You guys need to see some kind of rejection candle, because this right here is a inverse head and shoulders. However, I still am bearish on UJ. So that is pretty much my analysis here. One last push up before the next leg. So this right here was an impulsive leg, consolidation, and I'm seeing the next leg down probably next week. GJ. So same with UJ. The JPY pairs have been pretty much falling. So on the weekly, we have a double bottom over here. Double bottom over here. However, I see price retracing off the double bottom, meaning bounce off the double bottom and retesting a broken support. So this broken support could be this area. However, it seems like we need like a deeper retrace for the next leg down. So I'm bounce off of this weekly support and retesting this broken support over here. So this broken support, I drew it, and it's based off this level over here. So this level, price has come back to this level plenty of times. So I'm looking for a retest of this 136 area before continuing down even further. So maybe a bounce off of this 126 level again. So maybe you could see like a double bottom. On a daily, I didn't draw a trend line on a daily because the trend line is too steep. So if I were to draw a trend line, it would be something like that. So price may actually bounce off this trend line, which is also the support, and we could take a short from there. But this right here is that's around 700 pips away. So that's I'm thinking that is a reach. However, overall view is bearish on GJ. If you pull the fibs over here on this impulse leg, so we just do that, pull it there, and this retracement aligns with this zone right here, the yellow zone aligns with our sell entry fib levels, which is the 62, the 705, and the 79. DXY, I don't look at DXY. The euro yen pair, same, very similar analysis. So on the weekly, we have it's been on a downtrend on the weekly. Price is looking to bounce off of this area. So this area is actually demand. However, the more times price reaches demand and bounce off of it, pretty much the weaker it gets. So this is the first bounce ever since we rallied from April 24, 2017. So that's 2 years ago. Going down to the daily, we have another trend line, but that's all right. So we have 3 trend lines, descending trend lines. So price can either hit either of these. However, I'm looking for a bounce off of this trend line because of this wick. So we have multiple rejections at this level. So we have one over here. And when price broke this level, it retested 2 times. Once was also a bearish engulfing here. And then as we go to the lower time frame, we have a wick off of this area. I didn't really draw it that well because this was pretty much like an outlook video. So we're gonna have but my English. I'm seeing a push, last push to the upside to the 119.5 level before a drop. So you could look for sells here at the retest of the yellow zone, also which aligns up with our descending trend line, which also lines up with our Fibonacci levels here. So we can take a sell there. That is one area we can take a sell, and Fibonacci extensions could be our targets. Also, I actually forgot to mark this one up. We have a support level over here. So we have support, turn resistance. So we can actually see a higher, a push higher into this area. So this area, let me highlight it because it's getting harder to see. Into this area, which also aligns with our give it some time, which also aligns with our descending trend line over here. So we give it some time because it's on a daily, and you can see a drop off this descending trend line. So in either trend line over here, I'm still seeing a bounce off of the descending trend line to the downside. We did UJ. This pair, the Pound Aussie, this is one of my favorite pairs, one of my main pairs. So I kind of gave views in the chat, in the public channel. However, I'm just going to do a quick rundown. So we took sells because we broke support over here. However, on a weekly, the weekly is a little bit weird, this impulse leg, and it's been consolidating ever since. So we looked into zoom in more on the weekly. We zoom in more on a weekly. This is, you could say price is a little bit choppy, or consolidating. So I would need to go to the daily and also the 4 hour to see what's going on. So on a daily, we have a neckline. Price broke this support, and it's been pretty much consolidating and rejected at this level of support for a while now. So this right here, so price couldn't stay above the 1.81 for long, as we can see over here. Price wicked up, and then we have a bearish engulfing candle on the daily, and price came down, retest this 1.81 level, and it fell once again. So we are looking for we already in sales. No, actually we're not. But I'm in sales for the Pound Aussie, and we're looking for a bounce off of this trend line. Now this trend line is based off of it's a mini trend line, so it's based off of the weekly. So that is it's pretty much in the middle of a move, so I can't really call anything right now on this pair. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait it out on this pair. So GBPCAD. So CAD, I think you guys know that or seen that the the dollar, the USDCHF, the dollar, the Canadian dollar, and whatever, USDCAD. I'm just gonna say that. So the pound loonie, I think. So the pound loonie has been on a downtrend, as well as the other, just like the other pound pound pairs. So we're here looking for a trend continuation trade. So we have two levels to bounce off of. We have this 1.66 level, which is a pretty strong level, looking at this support area right over here. And then we also have a level down here at the 1.64. Now 1.64 is all right. Looking on the weekly, okay, the 16.64 is a strong level as well. So we're looking for either bounce of the 1.64 or 200 pips up at the 1.66. Now 1.66 is going to be around 500 points, 500 pips away. However, in a short term, we can see bounces, pretty much consolidation in this range, because I'd say in this range because this right here is a major level of support. So this right here is a major level of support. So we need to break that to go further down into the 1.50s. Now going on 4 hour, how would I trade this pair? I actually don't trade this pair, but how would I go about trading it? So on a 4 hour, I can see it's consolidating. In a consolidating market, I would sell the tops and buy the bottoms. That's in a consolidating market. Because the pound loonie right now is in the middle, I don't really want to touch it until it enters one of my zones, the top zone or the resistance or the bottom. So at the bottom I would buy, and at the top I would sell. So that is what I would be looking for. Right here, this is a mini supply zone, impulse leg, and if we can see one more touch of this, take a sell to 1.60, which is also around 300 pips. So this right here is around 300, 400 pips. That's a good pair. This pair is pretty volatile. EURAUD. So EURAUD on a weekly, we have approached resistance. So this right here is resistance. Forgot to. Price failed to close above this resistance set at around 1.66. On a weekly, we have bearish candles, very bearish candles. I'm seeing a bounce off of this ascending trend line. So this ascending trend line right here, we can see a bounce. I believe it would be a weak bounce. So weak bounce off of the trend line. But I'm not looking for buys at the trend line. So I'm gonna bearish on EURAUD. Buys not bounce off the trend line, and I could see it bouncing back up to the 1.63 level if it can, because this right here is the support that it broke, and also it is at the retest of the descending trend line. And this is on the daily, so it should take some time for this to happen. And at that point, we can probably see a break of this trend line. However, at this point, we can't really say much, because looking at the daily candles over here, the daily candles are extremely bearish. So we might even break this ascending trend line. But going to the pound dollar. So pound dollar. The pound dollar on a weekly, the pound dollar looks like it has formed a double bottom. Okay, and it is in territory that it's never been before, so we can't really look to the left and see past support. So this is the only reference point that we have. However, we have touched this area, the 1.20 area, 1, 2, almost 3, almost 4, 5. So almost 5 times prices come back down to the 1.20 area. So this is probably like the baseline for this the pound dollar pair. So you can scalp buys. However, on a weekly here, this looks very bearish to me. I have a descending trend line, so price can bounce off the 1.20 support, retest our broken level over here. So this broken level, this whole thing over here, this right here, because this right here is demand, price rallied. A retest of this 1.24 to 1.26 area before the pair falls back down again. So we could fall back down to the 1.20 and maybe even break and find new lows. So that's the overall outlook. Since we're on a weekly, that's gonna take a month. So this week we can see, this week I'm looking to see a at least like a retest of this broken area. So this area, this 200 pip area, 200 pips, because the pound dollar is a very volatile pair, like all pound pairs. I think you guys know that. Extend this out. Fibonacci. So I draw fibs from the leg that breaks market structure, which right over here, or impulse legs. And so this the bottom of this broken support lines up with our 79. Oh, that's pretty close. So I would actually draw probably my fibs like that. Really depends on how the price moves around here. However, I'm still bearish on this pair. So we're looking at a retest of this area before it drops again. So that is my thoughts on GU. From here to here, let me draw the arrows. From here to here, or the touch of the descending trend line before it falls. Still bearish on this pair. Euro USD. The Euro USD is same, very similar to the pound dollar. This trend line is pretty steep. However, this trend line aligns, the descending trend line aligns with my support, major support over here, which has been broken on a daily. Now on a 4-hour, trend continuation. So leg consolidation, retrace consolidation at the descending trend line. Another leg consolidation. It's like a 1 bar retracement before the impulse leg. Retracement, and we're looking for another impulse leg or leg down. So right here, right over there, and we're looking for the next leg down. And if you pull the fibs, that was your 62 entry. However, I'm not going to be using fibs here. It's only price action. So we might actually see a push to the upside around, I think, how many more pips is that? I think it's like 80 pips. Like a 70-80 pip push to the descending trend line. Retest of the descending trend line, because this trend line has been holding quite a while now, since June actually. So that's a nice trend line. So we had two scenarios. We have either a push to the descending trend line, or it just drops, pretty much retests this broken support and just drops. It seems like it might drop actually because of this wick, and also how price finished off on Friday. The retest of the descending trend line would give you a higher risk to reward trade. There's a almost a 1.1 to 3 risk reward, while this right here, will give you like a 1 to 2, because you never actually know where price would end up. So we just use our Fibonacci extension levels. So price would end up. So that's gonna give you like a 1 to 2, 1 to 2.2 risk reward. So be patient on that pair. It's only the pips. Euro USD doesn't give that many pips. That's like a 100 pip move right there. If you enter there, as opposed to the 79 level, which is a almost double. So patience is key on pretty much all of these pairs, or Forex trading in general. Aussie. Again, this pair has been on a downtrend since like forever. On a weekly, it looks like there's a double bottom going on. However, if you look closely, price, this was a support. This is also support. Price actually wicked off here and broke through that, and I'm guessing there is something down there as well. So that's also a support. However, pretty much broke this, coming back up to retest. On a daily, so we have support and resistance drawn on a daily, and price is retracing, pulling back for the retest on trend continuation. You can write this back down for as a trend continuation trade. That's a 32. Price is at the 32, which also aligns with our broken support. Impulse leg right here broke support. I think I choked on a pita chip. I should stop eating. 32. So 32, the 32 Fibonacci level is an important level when there is a bearish or a bullish impulse leg. I'm not going to get into that right now. Setup. That is a setup. That is a break and retest setup. Since it's on a daily, you actually might want to look on the lower time frame for a better entry. However, because the Aussie dollar is a slow pair, you don't really have to risk that many pips for a trade. That's one scenario. If price is rejected off the 38.2 and off of this broken support. Another scenario is price coming up to this level. That is a neckline. So we have REIT doing that. Overall, we have a bearish sentiment for that. So that right there is your 62. A perfect 62 trade. And if it retraces even deeper than that, we can see a retest of this descending trend line before it falls down. So we have three scenarios, actually 1, 2, 3. And you guys guessed it, the top one has the highest risk to reward. Just because it has the highest risk to reward doesn't mean it's gonna go up there, or price is gonna reach all the way up to the descending trend line. These are just scenarios. US 30. Actually, I'm just gonna save US 30 for last. The USDCHF, the dollar Swiss, I think. I don't like this pair. It's very slow. So I don't know. But I marked it up for you guys anyways because I know some of you trade it. So here are the support and resistance levels for USDCHF. Pair has been consolidating for a while now. On a daily, we see a move down, and it's been consolidating. So in a consolidating market, I am buying bottoms and selling tops. So in this case, I would place a sell. However, since I haven't been following USDCHF, this is my first time, pretty much like my first time in months looking at this pair. But just based off my strategy, I'm seeing this as a consolidating market. So on a daily, since it's consolidating, I'll be looking for sells. So in this case right here, impulse leg, and it's coming back up to retest something that's broken. So rejection off of this. So I'm seeing a pretty much bouncing between these two levels. That's it for USDCHF. I'm seeing just consolidation, just heavy consolidation throughout. This is a relatively like stable pair. It doesn't fluctuate as much. Yeah, so we have, but since price is in the middle right now, or yeah, pretty much in the middle, I won't do anything. If entered here, let's say it pulls back to this little neckline here, we take a sell. Stop loss would be above the zone, so outside of consolidation range, and take profit would be at the support zone, which is going to be at the bottom, which is going to give you like a 1 to 4 risk to reward, which is nice. Pips that it gives, it's going to give you around a roughly 180 pip move. USDCHF doesn't move as much on a daily basis, so that's why I don't like it. I like my pound pairs better. GBPCHF, so pound Swiss, very similar to actually no, it's not similar. So it's been on a downtrend like other pound pairs. So now on a weekly, looks like we found support. We have a wick off of this 1.15 area, and I'm looking and this price right here broke this previous support, which I'm seeing another push down after we retest this yellow zone down to where our wick was back in 2011. That's all market structure. I also do not like actively trade this pair. I don't think I've ever traded this pair before, so take this analysis with caution. But just based off trend continuation, this right here was this is weekly, actually weekly impulse legs. So this pair has been on a downtrend since May. 1700 pips. Wow. So if we take a sell from the yellow zone to the next zone, so that's around 800 pips. Wow. On a daily, we are approaching the yellow zone, so maybe that's a trade you guys can take this week. So again, trend continuation trade. If we pull the fibs, let's see where the fibs are. I think it's a 38. So the yellow zone again, or the 38.2 Fibonacci level, lines up with our yellow zone. So that is extra confirmation right there. Next pair, I think we did this already, the Aussie dollar and gold. So gold on the weekly. On the weekly, price is having trouble, or what, on a weekly, let's say here, it's been on an uptrend. Okay, so it broke consolidation here and it's been on an uptrend. However, we have reached the neckline, previous neckline that has held for around 2 to 3 years back here at the 1550 level. Looking closer, on this broker, it weekly candles are seeing wicks off of the 1550 area. On a daily, this trend line is very steep, so we might even see a break of this trend line. Daily still on an uptrend. Nothing has been broken yet. However, we are probably seeing breakdown. This might be a head and shoulders. Can't call it too quick. On the 4 hour, this area, we're seeing a lot of wicks at this area. So at the 1530 to 1535, a 50 pip area, we're seeing a lot of wicks. So just gonna take this off. So we took a small sell on Friday. So I'm just gonna take this off. So we have a consolidation, first a rejection, then it was used as support, then resistance around at consolidation, push up, used as support again, and it finally breaks. And then price comes back up to retest one last time before it before it falls. Not falls, but like breaks down. Yeah. So that's gold. It's pretty much in the middle of a move right now, so I can't really call anything. But we have support. If this support breaks, this support lines up with the trend line. So if this support breaks, we're looking for the next support, which is the next support is over here at the 1450s mark. And because of gold is volatile, very volatile, that's not a surprise. So that's a possible scenario actually. So would I sell or would I buy gold right now? I can't tell. I just can't tell. If price actually happens to go back up to 1530, I might look for sells. It really depends. This is also a fundamental pair. US30 and gold are fundamental pairs for me, so I don't really trade it unless I see a good setup. Okay, US30. So the moment I've been waiting for. US30 I called out. Okay, I didn't call it out to the public. Let's just take this off then. I have it marked up. So US30, this was an impulse leg. As you guys can see, impulse leg. I like looking at US30 on like the 4 hour, the lower time frames because of its volatility. Just gonna see if this is still recording because it's a long video, and if swear to God, if it's not recording, I'm gonna die. Daily uptrend, yes, we know that. On a 4 hour, this was an impulse leg down, consolidated for around like a month before it broke consolidation, and it's headed for broken support. So this broken support right over here. Now it's gonna have it's either gonna have trouble breaking this and headed to the upside, making higher highs, meaning I think all-time highs, or it could be rejected at this broken support. Bam. And we can see, oh shoot, we could see price retracing back down to the broken resistance of consolidation. Oh my God, this has been a long video. That's one scenario for US30. I'm going to take off the fibs right now because I don't really find it valid right now. That is one scenario. Another scenario is, okay, so does that, bounce off, eventually breaking this thing over here and going for the next resistance. This is a long shot and making all-time highs before it starts breaking down in the future. That is a long shot. Now in the near future. The near future, dang, I gotta do this all in one go. Usually I take like 4 or 5 takes on a video. In the near future, because I keep messing up my English. In the near future, we could see, or I can see, price retesting the 27,000 area, retracing back down to the 26,700 area. That's the number. 26,700 area. That's the retrace there. And if you pull out your fibs, that is a 38.2 retracement. So that's another scenario. So we have two scenarios. Retest this area before going to the upside. Or it could just completely break down altogether at this pretty much at this purple line, because this purple line is actually also a support that was broken. Break and retest. This video is getting on way too long. I think you guys are tired too. So yeah, it's pretty much what I'm seeing in the markets. All the pairs I've just marked up and analyzed, I don't trade every single one of them. So the pairs that I do trade are the GBPAUD, the EURAUD, sometimes the Aussie dollar, but that pair is way too slow for me. Pretty much the dollar pairs are slow for me. The US30, I trade that, and sometimes gold. That's pretty much what I trade. So all the other pairs, like the yen pairs, the CAD pairs, those are just based off trend continuation. Did I just do this? Yeah, I did. They are based off trend continuation, so I'm just going with the trend. That's my strategy. Yeah. How do I end this? I don't know. Man, I'm tired. That's it for this video.